If you're a fitness coach, there are only 3 things that you need to focus on if you want to hit 10K a month. And this is something that I learned from someone who's doing over $1 million a month with his info business. If you don't already know me, my name is Marco. I've helped over 50 fitness coaches scale past 10, 20, 30, even 40K months. The thing is that 10K a month isn't the finish line. It's just the foundation. Because once you dial these in, you can stack them to 15K, 30K, and beyond. I'm gonna be stretching while I'm talking to you guys, but I'm gonna start with the first thing, which is marketing and getting really good at it. This is gonna come from you getting a bunch of client testimonials and then being able to leverage the basic things that Instagram provides to give you like the sources of engagement that you're gonna need to be able to reach out to these people later on. So what I would do is I would just position the week. So if you have 7 days out of the week, I would make sure that you're posting polls at least twice a week and then making sure that you are getting good at telling stories. So if you collect client testimonials, ideally it would be videos of people talking about you. That's the best type of testimonial that you can get. But if you just get client transformations, you get screenshots of them winning in your app. If you're using Trainerize, for example, you have their chart of them losing their weight or gaining muscle or whatever. And so you just need to get good at telling stories on your stories. So if you do 2 polls a week, you do 2 lead magnets a week, and they're always tied to a transformation. So it's either the reason why you got your transformation is because of this reason and you have some value, that's your lead magnet. Don't ever say it's free, but just say that you're giving it to your audience because it helped you so much or it helped someone else so much. And then the other thing is just to be able to actually don't ever lose your authenticity, but make it very clear for you to get several points on a daily basis to be able to reach out to people that are engaging with your profile. That's the beauty of it. That's like the best thing that you could possibly do. Then when you start to market correctly and you have 2 polls going out a week, you have lead magnets going twice a week as well. An example of storytelling that I can tell you is that when you have a client transformation, you can do a morning routine, right, as your first story. And you're getting up, you're crushing it. Then you have your client coming on, he got a transformation, he's crushing it. And then to credit both of those transformations is the next story post, which is your lead magnet. And you can draft up a small bit of text, and this is called sales copy, is that you go and credit your transformation and your client's transformation to this piece of information, and that is your lead magnet. That's the first thing, is marketing and getting really good at it. Second thing is getting good at sales and being able to persuade. I wanna ask you, let's say that you walked into a cafe and I'm all like talking to you, I'm just gonna start stretching. But let's say you walked into a cafe and it was super busy. Like there was no room for any tables, there's no shot of you getting a table. Are you the type of person that is gonna get what you want and have your friends and you sit at a table? Or are you just gonna walk out like a normal person? Most people, they would just walk out. And this is the problem, is that you need to be dedicated to getting what you want. And so in sales, it's never about being pushy or fighting objections or just fighting with anyone, period. Because if you ask for a sale, let's say I walk into this cafe and I ask for a table and they tell me no, now what? What are you gonna do? You know, so you have to position yourself and you have to make it super easy for someone to say no several times, but you're just coming at a different angle. And so the best salespeople, I believe, either make you feel a little bit worse or make you feel more elevated whenever you're trying to tell them no. So if I walked into a cafe and there was no seating available, I would butter up whoever I'm talking to, the staff member, and I would make some story up of how it's my girlfriend's birthday. I've been to 3 other places and they didn't have tables. And so is it super crazy to like see what the wait list looks like? Put myself on the wait list, go through the whole process, and then I would just continue talking to them to just see what is actually available. Because this is like problem solving, right? So I would problem solve, try to scout out the area, like, oh, those people actually look like they're finishing up, you know? And not make it difficult. You don't ever wanna make it difficult, but just like find a solution. Because if you are creative with the solution, you are super friendly, and you're also, you know, complimenting them as well as making them feel kind of bad because this situation, it can be made up, that's no problem. The point is that you close and you get the deal. And so this is all ties back to if you were asking someone, right? Most people who don't know how to sell, they go up to someone and let's say I'm going to sell you for fitness coaching, and they justify why their fitness coaching is the best. They get into why their program is custom and super different than anyone else they've ever worked with, and they're going to hold them accountable, and they just value stack, right? And then they ask, all right, so it's $1,000. Do you want to buy my fitness coaching? That person, what if they say no? And now what? Now you're going to be thinking that you're fighting objections, but you've lost the sale from the get-go. You're done. There's no room to grow or to get into anything else. So you need to get used to putting yourself in a position where you're just asking questions to lead to a sale, right? So an example of a question to sell fitness coaching is, what are you struggling with most? And listen to what they say, because this is going to be part of your pitch. You need to know where they are from point A. This is what they're struggling with, what they've been going through, and what they've tried in the past. Then point B gets into where they want to be and who they want to look like and what they want to achieve. So if you know those 2 points and you know all the small details in between, then you can start to form your pitch. And it can come from, I know you've told me that you've been struggling with this for 6 months now. How's that actually made you feel? They're going to tell you. And the follow-up question you can ask is, has this impacted anyone else? Do you have any loved ones that have seen you kind of struggle, seen you change up your attitude a little bit because you're not confident with your body? And now I'm just asking all these questions. And then, when we're getting into the sale, I can start to ask things like, well, how do you actually feel? Like, are you actually feeling like this is something that you need to fix today? Or this is something that you can fix later on, it's not that big of a deal? They're going to say, no, I really need to fix it today. And then after another, because these are all just like why, where, what questions. Who does it affect, right? After I get all of those series of questions and I feel like it's the right time to strike, this is the best question to ask right before your pitch. Is you say, why would you specifically hire me as a coach? Then they're going to tell you, they're going to gas you up on, I see you posting content, you obviously know what you're talking about, I've been following you for this amount of time, I feel like you would get me the result. Then you say, I'm so glad you said that, because this is the exact plan that I had with you, I actually wanted to share it with you, is that all right? Ask for permission to pitch, and then you go in, and you actually change this person's life. And I want you guys to actually feel bad whenever you don't close, because reality is that this person is going to leave off the call, and they're not going to change anything. They literally, you devalued them because now they've tried one more thing, right? They've convinced themselves that, I hopped on a call with the coach. They weren't able to give me a solution. I must be cooked. And that is the pain that I want you to feel as a fitness coach, is that you can't be leaving these people without closing them. You're actually doing them a disservice. So any reason that you can give me for why somebody didn't close, I want you to really think about it, and I want you to personalize it to yourself and see that it was your fault just as much as it was theirs. Third thing is fulfillment and actually doing a good job with your clients, because this is what's going to get people to keep coming back, telling you about your services to their friends. And then, like I said, coming back is renewing. So you're able to get more value out of one person because you did such a good job. And so if you feel like you're a good coach, I imagine that most of the people that are watching this video are, you need to be confident that you are the best coach and mentally put yourself there. Whatever the reality is of whatever, you need to be delusional that you are the best coach. You are the person that's going to solve all these problems. If you can factor that delusion into everything that you do, it's going to affect your marketing, it's going to affect your sales, and it's going to affect your fulfillment, because that person who's getting on those one-to-one calls with you is going to go, holy shit, I have never talked with someone with this much energy, and is transferring it to me. I feel so good whenever I'm getting off of the calls. I feel like I need to tell my friend about this. And you doing such a good job is going to give you more client testimonials and wins that you are able to market with. And so you see how this cycle just starts to continue. And so those are straight up the 3 things that you need to do to be able to actually focus on your business and get to 10K a month as a fitness coach. Everything else that you can focus on is 80% of the work that is going to get you 20% of the results. So I actually made a guide specifically for this video talking about these 3 things, and I have a fully step-by-step thing to be able to achieve and to be able to structure out your day so that you have enough time to be able to accomplish those 3 things. If you want that, go to my Instagram and DM me 3, and I'll send over the guide that I'm talking about. Otherwise, subscribe and stick around, watch another video. I'm always trying to drop value for fitness coaches specifically because this hypes me up. You guys are changing lives, and I need to help more of you do that. And the more of you that are getting off of sales calls thinking that you tried to handle objections and failed, more of you that think that you don't have enough followers, whatever your reason is, like, just let's actually get it done. Like, there's nothing stopping you from hitting 10K. That is such a low barrier. I'm not one to judge goals, but for real, let's get you to 10K so that we can get you to 20, 30. Even if you have 1,000 followers, it is 1,000% possible.